as I wanted to do it, like, this stuff is expensive. And I'm still wondering, like, where's my stimulus check? So, the footage might take a while because it's going to take me a while to get everything after after the flooring step. So, just bear with me. Because like I said before, it's harder than I thought it was going to be. And everything takes more time than you think it takes. So, just bear with me. So before I go into Lowe's, I'm just gonna get in and take my tape measure, and I'm gonna measure wall to wall, the lengthwise, to see how many sheets of the foam board that I need, and then I'm gonna measure the width of the spaces that I'm insulating so I can know if I need to get, like, how thick foam boards I need to get. Then I'm gonna do the same thing for the ceiling. Stop. So we in Lowe's, about to pick up the insulation. Hopefully I can get some help today, because, you know, every time I come in here, it's just like I'm doing volunteer work, like I'm doing all the work.
5 1/4.
So the lengthwise for insulation, 9 foot 5 1/4. We walked too far. Yeah, but I'm not getting it today. So I was able to find all the materials I needed for my insulation. Here I'll be measuring the sides of the vans again that I'll be insulating, and taking those measurements and cutting out pieces of the foam board. Alright. So we're using a spray foam, like I said, to fill in. Please don't hold the can down like y'all see him doing in the video. It worked 100 times better when you hold the can upright and spray the foam out per the instructions, but clearly nobody read the instructions. Before I glue them, to make sure they're good, and then I'm gonna wipe them down with acetone and glue it up there. So I can show y'all how I'm doing the insulation with this piece. So I have the 3M spray. This piece I cut out already to make it fit, but it's not glued on yet, so check that out. So anyway, you see any little cracks or spaces they need filling next to the foam board, I'll be using the spray foam to fill in those gaps. This is another method of insulation. This works easier than cutting out pieces of the foam board for those bigger cracks on the side of the van. Y'all, this process right here, the insulation, especially with the adhesive that I used, I recommend after cutting the board and sticking it to whichever part of the van that you're insulating, hold it for at least 2 to 5 minutes, because a few of the pieces was falling down after I thought it was stuck. And also I had to go back to Lowe's and get any kind of like construction tape to hold the insulation up on the ceilings to reinforce that adhesive. Yeah. I'm gonna just sweep it out. So after getting the insulation done, we got the plywood cut to fit the groove by the wheel well, I think it's called, and the hump for the gas tank. That was a little strenuous process too, but we got it done, we got it down, and everything is coming along great. So my next video, hopefully I'll be showing you all finished flooring, the finished wall paneling, and on my ceiling. So stick around for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. These are all the materials that I used for my insulation and my flooring. Here is a spray foam, and also I picked up a can of the Great Stuff Pro, which worked well. And this is a dispensing gun if you decide to go with the higher price brand of the Great Stuff. Here is the pink foam, not the pink foam, but the pink insulation that I used for the bigger gaps. And I think I picked up 3 of these, and that was all I needed, and I had some extra left over. This is the adhesive that I use for most of the insulation. Along with this adhesive, I went in with some of the heavy duty Gorilla Glue, which also worked to reinforce that spray adhesive. And here is the dispensing gun for that Gorilla Glue. Next, I went with the vinyl flooring that's already pre-rolled, and I think it was 8 by 10, I believe, or 8 by 12, one of them. Here is the foam board that I used. I went with this foam board because it had a great R value and the price was not too expensive. Next, I'm going to show you the plywood that I use for my subfloor. And honestly, I think it was the top price, so it was like $23.48 a slab. But those are the size plywoods that I use for my subflooring.